boss is saying we're good to go.
Yeah, I see that.
The boss is saying we're good to go. So we've got a mic, so hopefully this broadcasts through. So, all right, we're here, and we're hanging out with our buddy Lyon. Lyon, this is a cool story. Finish line speed. 1, 2, 3, 4 years in a row that I know you've been here. 3 years doing C10 trucks. This one, I remember when this was kind of something that was on the docket for 17. You're here in 18. You brought the Strong Roots truck that's also here, the 78 GMC. You got this thing for GMCs this round.
This is the second year we've done GMCs. Last year we brought the C30, which was a GMC, and then this year bringing both. We ran into some technical difficulties last year, so we decided to pull the plug on this one and get a good run at it for this year to bring it. And it was built specific. It's a 66 GMC Suburban, which the owner of the vehicle, they got their GMC franchise in 1966 at Hazelwood. And so this is a marking of the first year of their GMC franchise. And we were building this thing specifically, basically to come down here and to mark their anniversary of having it. And one thing turned into another that we just kept building and building and building and building to end up with what we got.
And I think, I remember talking to you on the podcast about the Suburban, that this is something that's going to be showcased at the dealership, but also driven.
It originally was being built because it was going to be put in the showroom floor up in the West Hills Autoplex in the Hazelwood GMC building. And what had kind of kicked the ball rolling is when they had seen the MC10 and they decided how much they liked the look and the style of it, that this was originally going to be put in the showroom and kept there. And as time's gone by, I believe that the owner and his family are actually going to enjoy this thing a little more than anybody anticipated, just because we'd built it to be used as a daily driver. It's got an EFI throttle body motor. It's got a 4L60E overdrive transmission, 4-wheel disc brakes, every creature comfort that you could get. In the modern day, it's got backup camera, it's got heated seats, tilt column, everything that would be in a 2017, 2018 Suburban packaged up in the 66 is what we tried to do to keep all the style, but to have the modern day creature comforts in it.
Some of the styling you brought up that I see right away, obviously it's unique because it's a GMC. So you already have a little difference between a Chevrolet, Suburban, or truck, and then you get the GMC. The GMCs are hot right now because even just having that variance to have a little difference between the Chevrolet grille, the little different nuances that GMC makes them different from Chevrolet, but also makes them harder to build, and it makes them harder to find and harder parts and so on and so forth. But some of the things that I see right away, so you have that old style tradition, but the number one thing I saw was the steering wheel. I see the steering wheel right away. I'm like, that's probably one of the raddest steering wheels I've ever seen. I know you have the hubcaps, 64 to 66 GMC hubcaps. You might have to sell 2 or 3 kids to even find them damn things or pay for them.
66 is actually 1 year only. They've got a separate rib. This is a 1 year hubcap, yeah. 66 only, that looks like 64 to 66. And that was probably the first miracle, was finding 4 hubcaps to be able to use.
Yeah. So those little differences that set this truck apart. I look at the seats right away. I'm like, oh, that's really classy. The bedwood in the back, that's really classy. So a lot of those things, when you talk about, we've got an old 66, we're making it like a 17, but we're keeping some of the radness of the era. You guys did and blended that all together very, very tastefully.
Thank you very much. It was, we went to Detroit Steel Wheel Company, and we wanted steel wheels to look like the stock wheels because we knew we were using stock hubcaps, and they knocked out a set of awesome wheels for us. The seats are all original 66 Suburban seats that Jake Corbin had reupholstered, and we decided to do suede inserts on them. The GMC came with a custom package, which actually came with a 2-tone interior, which we didn't realize. And that's where the white panel on the seats come from. And Contour steering wheels just nailed it on the steering wheel. They've done, I think this is the 3rd wheel that they've done for us from scratch, and we just took and had them match the green and white 2-tone on it, put the classic horn button on it, and then they did a laser etch in the steering wheel to put the GMC logo in it. It's basically, it was trying to find everybody who made stuff that would complement being a 66. And we found in a hurry that the GMC and Chevrolet have a huge difference between them. We actually took a set of Dakota Digital's 64 to 66 C10 gauges, modified our bezel, cut the whole back out of the bezel, and mounted the gauges in the dash with the bezel as an overlay just to get that Dakota Digital style to work in this thing.
You keep building rad GMCs, and hopefully these vendors and these companies are going to realize that these GMCs are not only rad, they're getting popular, and hopefully you can get some more aftermarket products out there. Another thing that I really noticed right away was the Kicker audio. You've been with Kicker. Kicker's been behind Finish Line Speed for years now. You guys have a great working relationship.
Kicker has supported every one of our builds. They bring all top-notch equipment to us. This year, we've got all their Comp RT stuff in the builds with the KX amps. And basically, I get a list from my stereo guy of what he wants to do on a build, and we just order up the list of parts, and he does all the custom build-outs. And Ryan's done all 5 SEMA builds for since 2015. He's done every custom kicker install between fiberglass kick panels, custom enclosures, custom amp racks, you name it, custom logos in them. He's taking care of all the audio in them.
What kind of, speaking of sound and going with Kicker, what kind of muffler did you guys use?
We run Black Widow exhaust. We've worked with Black Widow last 3-4 years. They've been on everything that we've ran. And we've used their Neighbor Haters to their Pro Venoms, everything they have, and the sound is unbeatable. It literally is got the all-tone, no drone. And every build, except for the Suburban, we've ran the hooker headers on, or the Headman headers on it. The Suburban, we ran stock manifolds to try and give it that look of being all stock on it.
Well, we need to get Scrape over here and sitting in this bourbon with this Venom and with these Black Widow, mufflers. What would you say was maybe the hardest part about this build?
That it's a GMC.
Just fighting constantly, the differences.
It is. We actually bought a 65 Chevrolet Suburban to use as parts and to be able to use for mock-up back and forth, because there's so many minor differences, and nobody offers all the parts for a GMC yet. Down to the bumpers for a Suburban, nobody makes a rear bumper. We ended up taking a pair of front bumpers from Brothers Trucks, putting it on the rear of this and making some modifications to rebolt it and to get it on there. And now it looks like it came on it. But it's just, I don't know if it's because there's not the demand of the people saying, hey, we need these parts, or if they're working on tooling. Some of the stuff we found is totally interchangeable, and a lot of it you got to wing it, and you got to just start modifying things. And it's hard because every build gets built different. So you try and take that into consideration when companies don't have something for each model, and you just do what you got to do to make them work.
Well, and you guys do such a good job of doing what you got to do to make it work, figuring it out. So I think a lot of these companies are like, these builders are killing it. They make it look good. So why we get a little bit of variety. Why would we ever change it up? Well, you guys kept it really classy. The color, it definitely has that seafoam look to it. The wheels, the Detroit wheels, everything about this thing. I'm assuming you got the QA1. You've got the ride. The family that you built this for, have they seen it? Are they getting ready to? Because I think they're going to get in this thing and drive the shit out of this thing.
I agree. They have not seen it. They've seen pictures. We're expecting them to drive it. That's what we built the vehicle for. We're hoping that it doesn't sit on the showroom floor, that it's out on the streets. It's actually the factory 555, or with the two-tone, the 503 paint coat on the green. It's the factory green and white that Valspar mixed up for us. Inside, we did the green tintable Valspar Defender bed liner material that's tinted with the factory green. We wanted to give it some durability on the sides, and we were trying to get down some of that tinny noise from all the sheet metal in them. And it's got double adjustable QA1s all the way around. It's sitting on Toyo tires. It's got an Eaton True Track rear differential in it. So when it comes time to do burnouts with those Toyo tires, we've got a good posi in it. We're hoping this thing is going to get taken to Arizona, to Utah, to California, to Eastern Washington, wherever they decided to go with it. We're hoping that this thing goes with them.
Cool. It might need a roof rack to haul all their luggage around.
It might. It might. That might be the next thing we have to build is a roof rack to go off the rain gutters or something.
Maybe a Chevrolet matching trailer because the GMC thing probably just doesn't sit well. But I could see Lyon and the boys over at Finish Line, a little trailer that matches, single axle Detroit wheel on there. If the owner gets a hold of this, you might be like, hey, let's do the roof rack and do the trailer. Let's make it happen. So, again, you guys continue to kill it. We love that you come out from Washington. We love that you keep doing what you do. If Jennifer decides that 2019 is the year to take a break, we're going to support you, but you better come out hard on 20, and we look forward to always seeing what you bring out to SEMA, and you guys never disappoint.
Thank you very much. We appreciate all the support and all the support of all our companies. We've got AccuAir CVT on one build this year and an AccuAir VT with Viair compressors on the Suburban, and AccuAir has been with us for 4 of these builds. Most of the companies have been with us for numerous years. It's turned into really good relationships, and it's helped so that when we do take a break in 2019 that to regroup, we've got such a good rapport, I think, with the companies that we decided to bring one back for 2020 that we'll be able to hit it out of the ballpark too.
Yeah, those AccuAir guys, they're all right. Yeah, we
keep them around.
I kind of like those guys too, man, and what they do. So good. Take a break. We'll see 2019 and spend some time with the family. Get regrouped, and if that actually happens, don't eat any crazy red meat, hamburgers that might make you sick. Lyon was sick yesterday, and we always look forward to seeing you, buddy.
Sounds good.
Thanks,
Thank
man.
you very much.
All right, guys. Late.